Have you ever had a problem that needed a solution and you were able to solve it yourself? Let me know in the comments what you've been able to solve. I'd like to talk about these little over-the-shoulder motor holders that I made, and they work really well. So the problem that we had or have is that when we solder motors, when you solder things onto things, you need to be able to hold it. And we've got some foam, some little things that we built over the years to hold motors, and it just kind of occurred to me, you know, there are some old stuff from the RC racing days that are similar to this, made out of molded plastic, but I don't want to tool up for a molding. I just wanted to do something quick and easy, 3D printing. So I designed this quickly in SolidWorks, and it holds motors. It does what I needed to do, but I wanted to do it in a few different directions. So if we look sideways here, you can see that there's actually two cutouts, and one of the cutouts is for a 540, which has gripped all of my screws. Oh, the other one too. There we go. So a 540 motor slips in sideways like this. You can use it to solder on wires like this. You can slide it any which ways that you want. And there is also, you can maybe kind of see there's a little recessed lip in there, and then you can poke them in like this. And this is actually going to be a useful way for us to break them in. I think I may want to modify this with a little window so that we can use our tachometer on them, because sometimes we do that. Or, you know, of course you could just do it this way and have the tachometer on it. That also works. So it's, I guess, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So we've got this 2 position here to hold it. It's nice and rigid. This is printed out of PETG, so if you're soldering and the motor itself ends up warming up, it won't deform and lose its grip. Brushless motors, normal Inrunner style at least, also fit into this. So if you need to solder leads or desolder leads on those, you've got a platform to hold it. But what we also build around here are these puller 400s and 500s, and since I custom made these, they've got neodymium magnets, they've got their own shape essentially. I had to custom make something to hold this. There's never going to be anything off the shelf from previous racing days that ever would fit this. So again, we've got the little shape. It sits a little deeper in there, as you can see. It's kind of a neat shape, I must say. It doesn't quite slide all the way in because our brush hoods just barely extrude past, but it will sit like this, at least for the 400. It's nice and short. And again, I have another step where you can shove them down in there, and then that can be used for, let's say, changing the timing, or, you know, just whatever, break in. So that's what it does. It helps us for mostly soldering, but also breaking in the motors, holding them. There are a few improvements, like I mentioned, the cutout potentially for using a tachometer on it, but if I can figure out these Bamboo Printers AMS systems, I'll have them coated with a rubber bottom too, if I'm just thinking out loud of what I would want to do to improve these a little bit. But would you let me know if this is something you'd be interested in? I mean, they're relatively quick to print, so I figured we'd probably retail them somewhere around $6. Honestly, the packaging and all of that side is more labor intensive and cost intensive than the actual product when we get anything like $10 and below, if you get my drift. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. We could print them fairly quickly. I do currently have a printer that is mostly open for doing these. So, you know, we could make a couple hundred of them, put them on the website, throw them through some vendors or something like that. So put your comment down below if you would like these, and we'll do it. We'll make it. So there you go. The over-the-shoulder motor holder that I designed and printed, and it fixed our problem. I love it. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. You've made it to the end of the video. Hopefully that means you liked what you saw. If you want to help out the channel, you can like, subscribe, and definitely comment down below. We would like to hear new ideas from you, so be sure you let us know what you'd like to see. There are some other suggestions probably floating by my head right now that you can check out, and otherwise we appreciate your support and your help growing the channel.